And now I'm going to invite, let's see how we do this. Rabbi Jackie Ellenson is going to escort Rabbi Angela Warnick Buchdahl to the bima, and Rabbi Or Rose is going to come up unescorted. I think it's okay. To just briefly introduce our inaugural Rabbi David Ellenson Memorial Award. So, yeah, you can sit. I'll sit with you. And
I'm deeply honored and humbled to introduce formally the Rabbi David Ellenson Memorial Award. It is a bracha, a blessing that Rabbi Jackie Ellenson is here with us, and that you had the honor to hear from Erev Rav, soon to be Rabbi Rafi Ellenson. At this point in the evening, it goes without saying that Rabbi David Ellenson of blessed memory was a multi-talented Jewish religious figure, a generational figure, in fact. His native intelligence, textual erudition, and strategic thinking allowed him to excel as a scholar, rabbi, teacher, and institutional leader. However, as my son Aviv said it several years ago, David's superpower, as you already heard, was his compassion, his tender-heartedness, chesed in Hebrew. And as you heard, his was not a Pollyannish or saccharine kindness, but a strong and resilient grace that he worked to refine throughout his life. My family and I were fortunate enough to experience David's abundant kindness over many years, but no more so than when he lived with us on a part-time basis for 3 years. Following David's retirement from Hebrew Union College, he served as a faculty person and director of the Schusterman Center for Israel Studies at Brandeis University. Perhaps the best illustration of his superpower that I can share was the weekly ritual that Rabbi Ellenson created with and for my children, then ages 8, 9, 10. Knowing that his twins, Ma'ayan and Aviv, craved individual attention from the adults in their lives, David decided that he needed to take each of them separately to In a Pickle. Theirs and his favorite local diner for pancakes, waffles, whipped cream, chocolate sauce, all before 9 a.m. Every week, the twins would negotiate who would go to breakfast with Uncle David on Tuesday and who on Wednesday. When David passed, I was standing at the corner of Kovshei Katamon in Jerusalem. And immediately the following brief Hasidic story came to mind and heart. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel of Apt, the namesake of the great 20th century figure, Rabbi Dr. Abraham Joshua Heschel, was renowned among Hasidim for the efficacy of his prayers. And so a group of Hasidic colleagues went to the Rebbe of Apt, wanting to understand the secret of his success. The Apter explained that he believed that this success was attributable to a simple interpersonal ritual that he carried out daily. Every morning he arrived early to his shul, to his shtibel, his synagogue. He stood in the courtyard, waited for people, and welcomed them. If an individual was experiencing any kind of pain or sorrow, he committed himself to lessening that burden by placing some of that pain on his own heart. And when it came time for the Apter to lead his community in Shachris, he said, the Kadosh Baruch Hu, Harachaman, the compassionate one, looked down on this poor, broken-hearted Jew and had no choice. He was compelled to show him mercy. It's no wonder that the Rebbe of Apt is known throughout the Hasidic world as the Ohev Yisrael, the lover of all of the people of Israel. Rabbi David Ellenson, Uncle David in our house, was also a lover of Israel and of humanity. Throughout his life, he sought to comfort, support, encourage, and challenge others. When David's heart gave out, I know that it was full to the brim with empathy. May the memory of this compassionate, loving, inspiring person continue to move us to enact chesed in our lives.
I just want to say, Jackie, Rabbi Ellenson, it's such an honor to have you with us here tonight for this. Really, thank you. And Angela, there really is no one I could imagine as a more fitting recipient for this inaugural David Ellenson Memorial Award for Pluralism and Ahavat Yisrael. Both you and David have been passionate and eloquent advocates for an inclusive vision of Jewish life, for the importance of Israel as the homeland of the Jewish people, for the imperative of listening to multiple perspectives on a wide range of issues. But for me, there is a similarity between you that runs even deeper. You understand intuitively, as we've already heard how much David did, that the beating heart of belonging is love. Speaking to our rabbinical school community on David's first yahrzeit, Rafi described a Friday morning when his parents came to visit preschool. And I quote, sitting on my dad's lap, clutching my mom's hand, I was thrilled to have the chance to share my beloved Shabbat and my beloved parents with this small community. We chanted Shalom Aleichem, blessed each other, and my dad made Kiddush in his lilting tenor voice. And we sang one of my favorite Hebrew songs because Hanukkah was coming. Banu choshech legaresh, biyadenu or va'esh, kol echad hu or katan, v'kulanu or itan. Each of us alone is but a small light, but together our light is strong. Franz Rosenzweig, in an essay that I'm obsessed with, offers a beautiful invitation to Jewish belonging when he writes about the, quote, gentle push we give ourselves when in the confusion of the world we once quietly say, we Jews. And in that expression commit ourselves to the eternal pledge that, according to an old saying, makes every Jew responsible for every other Jew, end quote. We both know that the act of saying we Jews can be complicated and fraught. But like Rosenzweig, I want to say that you and I think David share an understanding of belonging that is so deep and supple and tinged with wonder. For both of you, we Jews, in my experience, has never been a slogan to be shouted. It is a bedtime story. It's a lullaby. It's a whisper. It's a prayer. It's a song. Since you and I first met, now you know, over 30 years ago, the whole story, you have become one of the most visible public faces of Jewish life in North America. You have lit Hanukkah candles at the White House with the Obamas and some others, and the Bidens. You've been the answer on Jeopardy to the question, what is a rabbi? That's just amazing. Your synagogue is a thriving community. Central Synagogue in New York is a thriving community with a wait list of over 1,000 people. It's a lot of people. Not because they want to turn them away, but they want to bring them in responsibly and well. I've seen you bring comfort to hostage families in Israel, and you have brought hope to countless Jews for whom your leadership has said clearly, you belong. You teach a vision of belonging that begins and ends in love. The love of your own parents, your secular, deeply identified Jewish father, and the love of your deeply spiritual Buddhist mother, who together raised you to know unequivocally that you are a Jew. And the love of God, who you sang to on the swing set and prayed to at bedtime each night, and who you've helped so many others connect to in their own way. My bracha, may you continue to teach and to speak and to sing us back to belonging again and again to each other and to God in love.
Most beautiful blessing.